guys, welcome to another episode of Reality Roundup.
Reality Roundup podcast.
Whoa! And before anybody says in the comments, yes, I did injure my face yesterday, so I'm a little bit Phantom of the Opera on this side.
It was
but
for
it's fine.
It was for an extra roll.
No, it wasn't. But we got too excited and scratched me. But then I did end up working on a TV show that day.
Yeah.
And that was interesting.
TV show? Do they even call it that anymore? Or is it a streaming?
No, it's on TV.
You could watch it on your computer too.
You could, but it airs on TV.
All right.
But anyway, let's talk about this week's shows. So no more Dancing with the Stars.
When?
But we did get some Masked Singer this week.
Yeah. We could really fully focus on the Masked Singer this week and enjoy.
Yeah, so there are only 4 performers this week.
Yeah.
You got your butterfly, you got your thingamajig, you got your Christmas tree, and you got your fox.
All right, so let's talk about the matchups. The first one was the butterfly versus the fox.
Okay.
And it was the fox, right?
I don't know. I didn't know we were going that in depth here.
Oh, all right. Well, I thought the butterfly was better than the fox. Mm-hmm. But for some reason, they got a bone for this fox. And the butterfly
I don't know how the butterfly
lost.
Ended up in the bottom 2 in first place. And then we'll get there. But anyway, yeah. The other one was the Christmas tree and the thingamajig.
Yeah. And the thingamajig lost, which was
I thought
right.
Was fair.
That was fair. And then they had the face-off at the end where they pull down the microphone, blah, blah, blah. And now in this corner, blah, blah, blah. The theatrics on this show are just off the charts. So much fun. All right, so I thought for sure the butterfly was going to win that matchup because she belted out a song like that was unreal. Mm-hmm. It was unreal. And the thingamajig shook his ass, and he got everybody to vote for him.
You know why he's staying? Because he keeps flirting with Nicole, and everybody's like, oh my God, that's so fun.
You don't want him.
Okay, well, before we talk about who was revealed this week, let's talk about the 3 that are still masked.
All right, well, thingamajig is definitely Dennis Rodman.
I feel like there's a really good chance that it's Dennis Rodman. Mm-hmm. He had like an interesting accent with his song this week, but
he was putting that on.
I think he was putting that on.
He's such a jokester.
I feel like it could be Dennis Rodman. And do you think if it is, and he takes off his mask when he's eliminated, Nicole's gonna be like, "Oh, never mind." Who's that? I wasn't flirting with Thingamajig.
No, she's gonna be like, "Oh, okay, see you after the show." Never, but she'll play it up a little bit. She doesn't want to embarrass him. Come on, she's a professional.
Yeah. Anyway, if we start hearing clues about, like, North Korea, we'll know for sure this is Dennis Rodman.
Yeah.
But I feel like it is.
Yeah. You actually guessed who the unmasked singer was, but do you want to talk about the fox first?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure it's Wayne Brady.
I feel like it could be.
I'm pretty sure it's Wayne Brady, and I even saw a newspaper article. Why do they write newspaper articles about this show?
There's a lot of online articles about this.
Yeah, but this was actually in a newspaper, I think. It made a good case for Wayne Brady, so
I think it's possible.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure on that.
Everybody keeps guessing Jamie Foxx, but would that be way too obvious for Jamie Foxx to be a fox? Don't F with us.
I still think it could be somebody from Boys to Men. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Who, but I don't know.
Was that the one who we thought was from Boys to Men, or was it one of the other ones?
I can never remember who else is left besides who they show that week, basically.
I wish they had, like, a tote board of, like, who was still left and everything so that we could get this straight.
How many are even still left? I'm not even sure.
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it's going to wrap up before Christmas, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. Who's the Christmas tree? Speaking of Christmas.
I thought for sure it was Fantasia, or was it a different one that I thought was Fantasia? Now I can't even remember anymore. There's too many masks.
I don't know who the Christmas tree is. I don't have a guess for her. I don't know. However,
She's very talented, though.
yes, we knew that the butterfly was Michelle Williams.
Yes.
And I think the clues this week really made it obvious, like standing on stage with giants or whatever, Beyonce and Kelly Rowland. And the football, she performed at the Super Bowl.
Yes.
All the London clues, she had, she performed a lot in London.
I was a little bit too literal taking in the clues. I thought she was somehow related or in a relationship with a New York Giant football player.
No, they like to throw people off with the clues.
They did. I'm a dummy.
Yeah, but, oh my God. First of all, she should not have been eliminated.
Hell no.
But second of all, when she was
so emotional.
oh my God, I can't even believe that a child of destiny
Yes. Someone who is so talented.
would suffer from insecurity like that. She is so amazingly talented, and it just makes you realize, like, whoa, everyone struggles with this. It's crazy.
That's the thing. The more you have to lose, the more afraid you are of losing it.
I guess, I don't know.
Like a loser like me, I don't care. I'll do anything. I got nothing to lose. But she's got a reputation, so there's more on the line for her.
Oh, I just hope that this experience
Mm-hmm.
helped her, and we
I
get to
hope
hear
so.
more from her, because
She's amazing.
she has such an amazing voice, and I think she has so much to offer.
Absolutely. So, guys, let us know what you thought in the comments about The Masked Singer.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're going to talk about Survivor. See, I'm a loser. I got nothing to lose.
Come on. So this is episode 12, and they dove right into this. They've been doing this a lot this season.
Yeah.
Where it makes me wonder,
Did we miss something?
did we join live? Or is this the
Yeah.
beginning of the episode?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind it. I just get a little confused at the beginning.
Yeah. But they started right out with the loved ones at the reward challenge. And this is a fan favorite. I love when the loved ones show up because I want to cry my eyes out with
Oh my
everyone.
I was crying, but I was freaking out because I didn't want to, like, wipe my eye here and, like, mess up my Neosporin or whatever.
That's right.
And I didn't want to
That's
get
right.
salty tears in this cut.
You were clearly injured.
Yeah.
Clearly.
But I was definitely crying during this, of
Yeah.
course. Duh.
Bowie was crying too. He's growling right now because he's like, I cannot emphasize enough how emotional I was during this whole episode. All right, so
Let's discuss some of the highlights.
Karishma freaking out. Even her husband couldn't believe it.
It was, okay, it wouldn't have been weird if we hadn't already heard her talking about her marriage earlier in the season and saying that she felt like they were just roommates and she wasn't sure she wanted to be with him anymore.
Maybe
I feel
this
like-
was a turning point in her relationship where
could
she
be.
took him for granted and didn't realize how much he actually meant to her until she was separated from him for a period of time
It could be.
in like a deprivation tank that is Survivor.
I don't know. It was strange, and I felt like you could see some of the other contestants were kind of like, because she opened up to them about
Yeah.
this, and
Yeah.
I mean, I hope that her relationship is great, but it was just
Yeah.
kind of a weird moment.
I mean, it would be nice that if Survivor was some sort of a therapy for her that saved her marriage
That'd be
and made it
wonderful.
wonderful for her.
Yeah.
Everyone should go on Survivor then. There's going to be like couples Survivor next.
They've kind of already done that.
No,
Not,
but
like,
I mean,
straight up couples. I don't need to see that. I
Like-
don't need some Love Island BS.
no, not them the same time. Like if you've got a troubled marriage, go on
Oh,
Survivor
spend
and
some
then
time apart.
right,
Absence makes the heart grow fonder.
right. Or maybe there would be two teams, two tribes with
I
the,
know.
that would be cool.
Blood versus water.
Yeah. All right. So Janet's husband showed up wearing a pink shirt. How exciting for them.
Gender reveal. No one got hurt.
Yeah.
Seriously, like, the gender reveals are out of control.
Yeah, they're ridiculous.
But this was cute.
Do we really need to stage a massive party to reveal whether your baby has a wiener or a vajay?
Okay,
Just
anyway.
tell people. Or
yeah.
don't.
Yeah, so she found out that their grandchild is going to be a girl. That was really cute.
Yeah. So she was emotional. I don't think that was their first grandchild. I think that was the latest and greatest.
Okay.
Dean's mom showed up, and I swear to God, is their name Vogelchek?
This was bizarre.
They
have a
were
very
part to part.
affectionate relationship.
Okay, I guess it started in high school. He had a rough time, and he came home and cried every night.
Sad, but
I know. I feel bad for him.
I don't know. I can't remember ever seeing a parent and a child going for the leg wrap hug.
Yeah,
That
was a little bizarre.
That's a lot.
Dan's 13-year-old son. I have to say, this was really spoiled for me. This whole a child showed up for a parent for
Which
the first
is
time.
such a fun thing, but you guys know
He took away.
how we feel about Dan.
Yeah, Dan has soured me on the whole Dan situation.
Yeah.
So, but good for him. His son showed up,
Mhm.
and he was very happy to see him.
Okay. So anyway, they were gonna be competing.
Mm-hmm.
The contestants, I mean the
Right,
survivors,
in teams.
were gonna be competing
Of 2.
to spend time with their loved ones.
Yeah, teams of 2, 4 teams. You do the math. That's 8 survivors. They're tethered together. You gotta love these ones that are tethered together because you're only as strong as your weakest link.
Mm-hmm.
And it was one of those ones where you got to go digging through the freaking sand, and that always makes me want to throw up because they have sand in their eyes, in their mouth, in their
I just picture
holes.
myself like getting stuck and not being able to move, and that scares me.
Yeah, I think Janet was kind of stuck when they had to dig under the limbo bar there.
Yeah.
Dean and Elaine had an early lead,
Yeah.
and they couldn't hold it though. But surprisingly, Tommy and Janet won. And Janet was having a tough time getting under the pole there, but they pulled it out.
Before the challenge even started, how special was that moment when Jeff was like, "Oh, Nora, your sister is visually impaired,
Yes!
right?" And he brought her closer so she could watch.
She got the up-close seating.
Yes.
You never see that. Jeff is so considerate.
Also, Nora and her sister's reunion was so sweet, and she was just like, "I want you to just be proud of me." Like, that's all I ever wanted. Oh, my God.
She wants her younger sister to be proud of her.
That was very sweet.
Loved it. Okay. So, Tommy and Janet won, and they get to pick more people, so they decided that they were going to pick Dan.
I feel like that was obvious because
His kid was there.
He's only like 13.
Yeah.
And also, Janet is still
Friends with Dan.
friends with Dan, and I'm sure she wanted to like make sure that things were 100% smoothed over, even though she did the right thing.
She did do the right thing.
So yeah, they picked Dan, and then they got to pick someone else.
And they picked Lauren. So that's pretty much like their whole alliance there.
Those 4 are super tight. So they were all really excited. However, the people that were left out, not too happy about it.
It was a moment of clarity. I don't know why it's such a moment of clarity for Karishma, because she should have been should have been pretty clear to her that she was at the bottom for a while now.
You've been on the outs for a long time, but it was really an eye-opener for Nora because she's supposed to be working with those people.
Yeah, well, Karishma's like, you know what? We should put a wrecking ball on somebody else's head here because why shouldn't we? Let's band together. And what is going on down there?
These dogs are being very loud today.
Sorry about that, but that's incredible. I don't even want to know. So, the losers band together, and at the family...
They're not the losers.
They're according to Dan, they're the losers.
Dan just keeps getting worse and worse. I can't believe the things that come out of his mouth, especially considering what a jerk he's been this season.
Yeah.
Blech.
They're at the family dinner. Everybody's giddy AF.
Oh, you're calling them the losers. I thought you meant the ones that weren't
No,
picked.
I meant the ones who didn't win. Because the winners think that they are above the losers.
Yeah, but okay, whatever. I don't know. I don't know what's happening.
All right. Well, we're at the family dinner and everybody's giddy. And they're all like, we're winners. We're unstoppable. Tommy feels like one of his little girl students.
That was weird.
That was really weird. Is he going to propose to his girlfriend or what?
I thought he said after.
Okay. So Dan called everybody losers. He's like, we need to get them one by one. We need to get rid of them, starting with Karishma. And I don't like that Elaine, and I don't like that Nora. She's a loose cannon.
I don't understand why they would get rid of Karishma over Elaine or Nora.
I think Dan was like, we need to get rid of her now because we don't want to be tempted to take her to the end and let her have that reward of making it to the end.
Still, there's like a bunch of other people left that are big threats.
I know.
It just doesn't make sense to me.
Well, meanwhile, back at the losers group, which they're not really the losers, Nora's pissed. And this was like an episode of SpongeBob where it just went on and on.
And the next day.
And the next day. And the next day.
This is not the first time this season that they have edited together a montage of Nora's nonstop talking.
Yeah.
And it's usually not happy talking.
No.
She does this when she's upset.
Everybody was pretty interested this time. They weren't like laying there dying.
Well, it still looked like...
It's exciting that they're actually like coming together.
But Dean was like... Dean, we'll get there. But yeah.
So they decide, you know what? There should be an idol in play. There should be an idol in play. Let's go looking for one instead of wallowing in our pity here while we're not at the family dinner.
Right.
So they do go out, and freaking Elaine finds an idol.
Elaine!
She puts it in her boob wallet. That's good, right?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm excited that they found an idol.
Of course.
Good for them. Just makes the game more interesting. So now it's time for the immunity challenge.
This looked really, really difficult.
Torturous. You know that these are not comfortable because the weather is usually friggin' ridiculously hot, or it's pouring rain, or it's just uncomfortable. You're not wearing shoes. You're standing on a block. You're holding a freaking ball with another ball on a stick above your head. Did somebody say, let's make this so difficult that this challenge is going to last like less than 15 minutes because I don't want to be standing out in the weather.
Well, yeah.
Nobody wants to be there for hours and hours and hours. That just wrecks people. It ruins the show. So I'm kind of glad that they've made these challenges.
Does it ruin the show?
I mean, it ruins it because the people don't have enough energy. They don't want them dropping like flies. You know, when your muscles are, remember Oil Up Joe? He practically died out there. Jeff was like,
well, I don't know about that.
Not my Joe.
Yeah. There's always a chance. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah. So I think that they made a concerted effort to make these challenges a little bit shorter.
I don't know. I think they just switch it up, and every once in a while there's one that like it's only going to last half an hour or less.
This was intense.
Sometimes there's one that could last for hours. You never know.
Yeah. Well, Dean was out first, and his buddy Tommy.
Janet had a really rough fall.
Ooh, I'm surprised that they didn't address this more because her foot was
I'm sure she
bleeding.
got it checked out, but they don't need to show it if it's not going to affect the game.
Jeff was like, are you okay? And she was like, yeah, I'm great. My foot's only falling off.
Oh, she left 30% of her foot skin
I know.
on that platform.
All right, so it came down to Lauren versus Elaine. And the way they edited this was great. This was like after 15 minutes.
Well, Lauren was like, I need this. She would not stop talking. And
she was all jiggly boots there. She was all
had
like
a couple of really, really good saves.
Yeah, and it looked like Elaine was solid, but you know, this show loves a good blindside, so you called it. You were like, nope, she's not going to win.
If they show somebody struggling a lot and they're not really showing the other person, it's probably going to be a fake out.
Yeah.
And the other person is going to be like, bleh, and lose.
So it was, and Lauren won the challenge.
Good for her.
Yeah, and I believe that she was also the target of the underlings.
She was, because she's really well liked. They really could see her making it to the end and winning. So now they're like, okay, well, Tommy is really close to Lauren, and he is also a huge threat to win. We should take him out.
Yeah. And the winners, and I use that term loosely, wanted Karishma out. The
But-
low-hanging fruit.
They're planning on splitting that vote
Right.
because they don't know if she's got an idol or what. So
Right.
they want to put 3 votes on Elaine and 4 votes on Karishma.
Right. So they made the mistake of telling Nora the plan because they thought that she was going to vote with them. I mean, didn't they pretty much tell everybody the plan except for Karishma because
Well, I
they
don't
figured everybody wanted Karishma
Did they
out?
also tell Elaine that they were going to be putting votes on her? Because I don't think so.
Oh, well, besides Elaine and Karishma, because how else would they get 7 votes then? Right? I guess they told Elaine, you vote for Karishma.
I guess. I don't know.
All right. Well, they told Nora, and Nora.
told Karishma and Elaine and everybody there's a bug.
Yeah, I know.
And,
And they said, okay, so we're going to put all 4 of our votes on Tommy because if their 4 votes are split, we could take we could take it all because we've got 4 votes that are solid.
right.
Or so we thought.
Is it like, are they going to be solid? Because I don't think so.
Well, I don't know how much Nora totally overthinking it played into people wavering.
I honestly don't think that Dean would have stuck with the plan even
Anyway.
if Nora was 100% solid.
Right.
Because, okay, Nora was freaking out about the numbers, but I think that Dean is a snake in the grass.
Dean
and,
is terrible.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. Is he trying to get Tommy to win?
I don't
'Cause
know.
that's what it seems like.
But at tribal council, everybody was having a nice chat about how wonderful it was that the loved ones were here this week.
Mm-hmm.
And freaking Dean tells Tommy, they're coming for you. They're coming for you.
What are you doing?
So then everybody starts whispering.
Yeah, that really sets off the whisper train.
Oh my God, it was crazy. It was like those times of yore
Yeah.
when they first had everybody whispering on Survivor and Jeff was practically peeing in his pants.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's pretty much, did they not realize that they could do that before at like Tribal? It only seems like it's happened in like the last 4 or 5 years that, you know, that's really become a thing.
So then at that point, Nora gets called out and she knows that she is stuck. So
Yeah.
she just
She's
spills
caught in a lie.
everything. And one of my favorite parts was when Boston Rob was like to Sandra in the spy shack, oh, Nora got called out and now she's trying to convince them that she,
Yeah.
that she didn't do it.
So she blurts out that Elaine has an idol and everybody told her to vote for Tommy.
Oh my God, what are you doing?
It's called saving your ass. But did it? Well, yes, I guess it did, even though the consensus was Nora.
Well, okay, here's my take.
Mm-hmm.
Which I didn't really think through ahead of time, but I'm going to try and work my way through this.
Okay.
So, Elaine just got called out for having an idol.
Right.
So, I mean, I feel like it's pretty obvious that she's got to play it.
Mm-hmm.
But they figured, okay, if she's playing it, we don't even have to put any votes on her.
Right.
You know?
Yes, of course.
So,
I wouldn't have played it.
I would have. Let's not waste our other split votes
Mm-hmm.
on Elaine. But they still wanted to get out Karishma because they feel like at least there's a chance that they could do something with Nora.
Right.
So they're like, we'll put our lesser split votes on Nora and still get rid of Karishma.
Right.
But I'm just so annoyed with Dean. Like, he has sucked the entire time, basically.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but he has. I'm not saying he's a bad person in real life.
No.
But in this game, he has sucked.
You don't like him in the game.
Yeah.
All right, so
I just want to point out, too, I hate to have to say this, but again,
why don't
another-
they want Dan out?
Well, yeah, but I was just going to say another person of color voted out.
Yep. Okay. So next time, the scenes for next time, they had Nora practicing spinning. Something tells me that Nora went to the Island of the Idols and possibly got an advantage where she knew what the challenge was and she was practicing for it. Did she tell everybody that she knew, or did they just think she's like a freaking whirling dervish? I don't know. So I'm excited to see what the has Nora been to the Island of the Idols before? Yes. Right? So if that's true, she might be the
first repeat.
Yeah, either that or somebody else went and figured you've got a good chance of winning.
I don't know.
Maybe
we're gonna find out, but it's not normal. Okay, so anyway, let us know what you thought of this episode in the comments. All right, let's talk about Below Deck.
What a breath of fresh air. Just love this show. It's just such a treasure.
It is. It really is.
I really love everybody on this season. I think they're amazing.
Well, this was episode 9, and we are coming up to the halfway point.
Yeah.
Very soon.
Ashton is disgusted with Riley, and he pretty much dressed her down after the whole Kevin incident.
Yeah, he was like, we've been out like 4 times, and there's never been an issue. And then you come along, and it all blows up.
Well, you know who's thrilled? Kate, because she's got somebody to do her dirty work against Kevin.
Yeah, she's been waiting for somebody to step up against Kevin, and here comes Riley.
Yeah, because pretty much Kate is the only one that Kevin is attacking.
Well, he did have that thing with Simone early on, but like, his real nemesis here is Kate.
Yeah.
So Kevin, he's kind of like obnoxious when he drinks.
He's terrible when he drinks. Sometimes he's fun for about 5 minutes and then it goes badly.
Yeah.
And when he unleashes the most grammar school attacks on people. It's painful to watch for him.
Yeah.
All right.
Could
well,
you order something keto?
Yeah.
Chef.
No. All right. So Tanner is exploding out of, I don't know what hole.
I don't know what end that came out of, but I don't like the bathroom noises so much. I just like when they cut away to the kitchen with like something brown mixing.
The editing and the cutaways this season are off the charts. Congrats. Yeah, double chef's kiss. All right, so right after he explodes, or so we think, he starts making out with Simone.
Ah!
They hooked up after he was sick.
I just love how he finds out that Simone is into him, and he's like, eh. They talk like once from what we saw.
Well,
and then they're like all over each other.
Yeah.
And they were PDA Central.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
They got really drunk. This little din-din. It was disgusting. They had to crawl back to the freaking boat. They just had like handles on their back and butt and threw them into the van. And then they crapped them out of the van and they had to crawl back on the boat. They were that drunk.
Yeah.
There was not a peep happening in that van ride.
I think because it is so hot there.
And the alcohol is probably stronger, too.
Is it, though? I think it's just because they're all dehydrated.
I don't know. I feel like the alcohol could be a little bit stronger.
I don't know about that.
And if they're using, like, Diet Coke or whatever, I've heard that Diet Coke mixed with in a mixed drink gets you drunk faster than not Diet Coke.
I don't know. I still think that the weather has a lot to do with it.
It could be.
But anyway, they're back on the boat.
Courtney fills Brian in on the evening. She said,
couldn't go out.
Everybody's schwasty and everybody's hooking up.
So the next day.
Mm-hmm.
And the next day.
Yeah.
Ashton and Kevin both apologized to Riley.
Right.
I think she really appreciated that.
Mm-hmm.
Is it the end of Riley's drama?
No.
Really doubt it. It's only the beginning.
I think she just finds any excuse to be, like, loud.
She's very combative.
Loud. My husband would text her, loud. I'm trying to sleep. Come on.
Well, anyway, it's back to work because we got a new charter.
It's a ladies' charter.
Yes.
Ladies' charter to fall all over Captain Lee. Poor Captain Lee.
Yeah.
All right. Well, before they arrive, though,
they still had another night.
Hookup Central. Brian and Courtney are hooking up.
I don't know that they were like on that level, but they were sharing.
They were at least making out and cuddling.
I don't know.
But Tanner and Simone.
Oh my God! Things have escalated quickly.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman, except I did.
Well, Simone is saying, "Oh, we just cuddled."
Oh, really?
That's not what Tanner is saying.
No, Tanner is saying that he went down on Simone.
Oh my God! What a freaking pig telling everyone
Why
that.
would you do that?
Why would you do that?
It's not like you go to work and tell somebody your work is where you live and you work with the person you went down on.
Okay. Anyway, Brian, he's got to leave the boat. He's got to go to the hospital.
His leg's blowing up.
His knee is still
it's gonna
messed
explode.
up.
It's getting worse.
The boat actually leaves without him.
Yeah. And
that's weird.
When he gets back, he tells the tale of the knee.
Oh.
They had to cut open his knee and cut out the rotten part of it. And
my
he feels
God.
much better now. But I guess part of his knee is like missing. It's going to have to like refill in.
Yeah.
It's gross. But at least he's feeling better.
Yeah, I mean, he can't get it wet. He can't lift too much for a while he's recovering, which kind of sucks when you are on the deck crew. But I guess it's better than it was before because he couldn't even walk before.
Well, Kevin's not having any change of heart. He's still continuing to rag on Kate. You know, I think it's just a given that the chief stew and the chef are...
Not always, though.
Not always going to get along?
I mean, I think because it's such a high stress, high pressure situation and those two really have to work together a lot.
I think there's a lot of crossover in that job.
I guess.
So, like, there's a lot of heads to be butted.
But these two, their personalities are just not meshing.
No. Yeah, the primaries wanted a Batcave picnic.
Well, they wanted like a beach picnic,
Yeah.
but Kate was like, we're doing this in this cave.
It was kind of cool.
It was really cool, but I was nervous about the bats flying around.
Yeah.
What if a guest gets like freaking rabies or something?
Yeah, or like poop in their food.
Ugh.
They put up a disco ball. I wonder how the bats felt about that.
I'm sure they were loving it.
Maybe they left a little bit, you know, like...
They weren't like in the cave. Like they were kind of in the opening of the cave, I thought. So...
You know, it's a gray area for me because my mom would always tell of how she would go on vacation in the summertime and there would be bats up in the cabins where they were staying, like above them.
That's scary.
She never got rabies.
I mean, it's not like a guarantee that you're going to get bit, but,
yeah.
you know, you're really upping your chances.
I don't know. Maybe my mom's a vampire and I don't know about it.
All right. Well... Kate also organized a nice white party for them.
Yeah. It was quiet-ish, but the booze was flowing.
Yeah,
they were
these
swasty.
We're drinking a lot.
Wasn't this the charter where they were like, we're going to drink this place dry?
I don't know. They're all freaking out about seeing Captain Lee without a shirt on.
Woo!
But yeah, so we've seen the last few episodes. Simone really wants to work on serving.
Yes, she's tired of being in the laundry dungeon.
And Kate is like, no, because you have a lot to learn. And
she doesn't know how to mix drinks. She doesn't know how to serve people. She doesn't know how to ask what they want.
She wasn't even like checking on the guests the way that she should have been. But anyway, Kate doesn't want to like throw her out there when they just need to get the job done.
Yeah.
And do a good job.
It's like, coach, put me in, but I suck
You're
at it.
You're not going to put in a new player in the World Series.
Exactly.
Now you gotta
exactly.
Wait.
All right, so what?
Simone is really disappointed because she saw a primary guest or one of the guests being like, can I serve? And Kate was like, okay, bring this out.
Oh my God.
But I mean, how could you say you gotta do what the guest wants to a certain point? So
yeah.
I don't know, whatever.
Well, Simone's disappointed. She's the second stew. Mm-hmm. She's got the title, but she doesn't have the experience.
Yeah.
So she doesn't want to be doing laundry the rest of the season.
Yeah. Well, there's some drama with Kate and Simone.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's gonna be blowing up.
Yeah. I don't remember this part. I wrote down primary is a deadhead.
Oh, because she was talking about, like, why she moved, I don't know, somewhere to, like, California. And she's like, I was following the Grateful Dead.
Oh, okay. I know somebody like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a big thing.
Obviously, yeah.
It's a big thing.
So, yeah, next time is, like, when they have their little spa day or whatever.
Yeah.
It's, like, halfway through the season.
Yeah, there's some major drama between Kate and Simone coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And next time...
Kate is like throwing stuff around the crew mess area, and it looks like Captain Lee is not happy with her behavior.
No.
There's some
robot tears to be cried.
There's a Kate storm coming. Sienna
Yeah.
Kate.
The storm is coming.
Yeah.
From inside the boat.
Yeah.
All right, and some elephants, apparently. Exciting.
All right.
Not in the boat.
No.
All right.
So let us know what you thought of this episode.
It was wonderful, wasn't it?
It was. It always is.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So hope everybody has a good week.
Yeah, I hope you guys can hang on till next week. See you next week. And until then, much love.